pretty sure.
Hello.
No, that's a pistol.
Holes.
No, wait, that's
What's
the
the-
bonus.
That's
Never
a
mind.
pistol. Yeah, the pistol and the
No,
bonus.
Wait, no. Look at round 3, Interstellar. See, you're with the pack. I'm the weak side on that one. I'm like the lurk.
Holes, how do you
Okay,
think
it
of the
said
names for this
it says
draft?
attack will almost always be for ones either with Fade weak side or Viper weak side.
Yes, Viper weak side if you're for like default B, because then you're with your util. You're not gonna lurk on the side you don't have util on.
Like I just have not played this map on my climb.
Jax, do you understand how to use your util on defense, like roughly?
Uh, If you could give like a brief explanation
Or sorry, on attack.
on attack.
Attack.
You said it was like Sova Shocks, right?
Kind of like Silver Shocks, but you want to use it like if you look at the attack game plan part of it. Like explain it for you. So like there's
Okay.
different spots around the map where the defenders could be in positions where we're like defaulting and we could easily get a kill if we're like clearing for it, right? So all the spots in that picture we would be in like still in those positions to get those kills even when we're defaulting, right? So if you think that someone's there, all we have to do is have like 1 or 2 people wherever the site is, wherever that white circle is, holding, and then you would missile that corner to clear it, and then if someone's there, they either die to the missiles or they try to get out. And then we have people shooting at them.
Mhm.
So whenever we're defaulting, whichever position you think that someone could be in or that we're unsure of,
Wait, Balls, I
you
have
just
something to
want
show
to
you.
use your first missile in like this mindset. Okay, we think they're there. Let's try to clear the space first, and then you'll use your second missile on the exec or post if you need.
Got it.
Yeah.
What do you think about for like maybe a round just using
Wait,
both
I was next.
missiles one at a oh, not bad. Yeah.
You're good. So these are like lineups that I like know from a while ago, and I want to know if they're any good. So there's that one. Okay, I missed it. Hold on.
Nope, you missed it. Okay.
Missed it again.
Missed it again.
Maybe I'm a little rusty
Is
on
it
them.
post plant?
Yeah, they're all post plant. I missed it again. All right,
Okay.
we'll come back to that one. I might have to go look that
I
one
would
back up.
rather you use them. Like B, you would use it post plant more because you don't have to be far away. Okay. So you don't want to use lineups on this map unless you're in like a 1vx situation or you need to play like quote unquote win condition. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
More often than not, I need you to like quote unquote be a duelist and be ready to take fights. That's why I put you on Brim, because Brim is very much I don't have util anymore, I go fight now. Okay?
There we go.
So
kind of hit.
so you need to be like second, third person going in so that you can like capitalize on the trades and stuff, but you're like a pseudo duelist. So what I mean in like keeping in mind is you're never really going to be that far away to use the lineup, but having them is still important. Most of the time you're still going to be with the pack and you'll be like just like a little bit away and you'll just like have to bounce your molly off a close wall or bounce it off the ground, or like you'll be in showers, right? Like here, and you'll just bounce it off the wall or whatever. Like, yeah, like most of the time we'll just plant default, right? So you'll just have to like understand, even if you're smoked off, how can I send this molly to the default? And then if you have ults, what you want to do, and make sure you do, is you want to ult the bomb, but you want to ult before you molly, yes, but when you ult, you want to ult the bomb, but also close to yourself.
Yeah, so like if it's
Spike drop.
that, and I'm playing here, it would be like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because then they're running towards you, and if they have to run towards you, they're in the ult longer, so there's a higher chance that they die. But also, you're like protecting yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because again, if they run towards you, they're running through the biggest part. So you almost like create a wall for yourself. Just be careful on the timings of like that. But yeah, you'll layer it just like that. But the same with B. So like all you need to understand is if I'm showers, if I'm short, if I'm hookah, and if I'm long, what's the quickest and easiest way I could bounce my molly to the bomb? And then if you have to use your lineup, then you can use your lineup. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wait, where's the deep? Where are we gonna be planning it default? Does it,
Basically
like,
right
matter?
there. Either right there or in the open, right in the middle.
Like right.
Right here.
Exactly, yeah. So that molly that you did works. If you go like even a little bit farther along and you bounce like right there, or like sorry, like as up as you can like see the wall. Like you could be tucked left.
Like that?
Yeah, that'll work. But even if you go like left to where the portal is, like yeah, you could be right here. You bounce it off that wall, it'll land. See?
Oh yeah.
Wait, so balls.
Yeah.
For the A sub, you just want the wall that you place in the strap lock, right?
Yeah,
the one that
you
doesn't
don't
come
have to
short?
put it through the TP, but if you can for like the pistol play, you can do it through the TP. You don't always have to do it through TP, essentially. Like, if we want to layer shower control, we could do that. If it like we're not really trying to, then it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Ika,
What?
you got lineups you can show me, like
I got lineups.
tomorrow or something. All right.
Like what lineups you want?
I don't know.
What lineups do we need?
All he'll need is the short orb.
I have an orb for
Yo.
U-Haul.
30
Yeah.
seconds left.
Yeah, that's the
Show
one that
up
you'll
now.
need. You just need the
We live
U-Haul one.
later.
What's up, Patrick?
Make me
If that's not,
Balls.
then I have that.
Okay, then you're fine.
Balls, I deserve 30 bump in a comp. Am I him?
Yeah, you're him.
Yeah.
Later.
Wait,
Like, it was
Oh, the
lit.
waylay changes are live.
Hitting
Yeah.
the brakes.
Yeah,
Balls.
everything's live.
Yeah.
Yep, changes are really live.
Attacks.
How do you come up with these names for the
They're just
strats?
movies.
They're just movie titles.
Out.
You just pick random movies.
Yeah, most
What's
of them
Shrek
actually
3?
most of them actually make sense. Nah, it should be Shrek. It should be
What's
Shrek 2.
Shrek 3?
Line 'em up. I'm
That's Shrek 3.
It's trick free.
No? Oh, it should be Shrek 2 because that's the best one.
Yeah. You know the Shrek. I don't remember any of them. I remember there's one with, Crazy. like
Oh,
a
it is Shrek
dragon.
3. Yeah, I got changed
Yeah.
to Shrek 2.
It's just all movies. Were they all movies before?
What?
Not like this.
Were they all
I
movies
don't think it
before?
was.
Wait, when you're brim smoking
I made all these today.
A short. Wait, when you're brim smoking A short, you put it on top of the box or just like on the
Yeah,
ground?
yeah. You one way it if you're playing
30
like
seconds
on
left.
site, like front site. But if you're playing in
Let's
like
ruin
U-Haul
their
or
day.
lamp still, then you just do it normally. Because the brim smoke, they're like the gap is wider.
Yeah.
Coach,
Yes, sir.
on attack, is it like split or like I just like I do the same thing I do on split,
Yeah.
where I just like do whatever? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. You cycle your orb up, you cycle your wall up. If you want to take a timing in lamps, you can ask for the missile, right? Like I say in the dock. And that way,
Yeah.
that person is either going to swing into you when you put your wall up, right? Or they're going to get pushed into lamps. And if they don't swing you, then you've got your timing. The only thing you have to worry about is if they, like, swing through the wall and get you or whatever. So yeah, like, yeah, pretty much same as split. You just do your own thing. You can do you can put showers
30
pressure if
seconds
you
left.
want, but usually you're just gonna want to stay like
like
around your wall and kind of make them waste util. Because the biggest thing with you lurking like this is whenever you put your wall up without the orb, the person who's U-Haul can just like be where Cam is right now, and he can just be like shouldering it, clearing it, or whatever. But when you put the orb up and then the wall up, ideally what you can do, Cam, can you go into the corner right behind you, right here? Yeah. So ideally, yeah, when you get the wall up and the orb up, you can put yourself in a position like this, and this is really, really strong. Because just in general, if you're cycling your util, just like what we would need to do is get information behind it, right? So if we're playing against a Viper, because we have Fade on A side most of the time, when the wall is going up or the orb is going up, we need to be Fade dogging on the other side of it to make sure he's not lurking through. So that's what you need to be careful of when you're lurking is, okay, when I'm cycling my util, how are they going to re-clear me? what timings do they take when they re-clear me? Is there anything in particular that I do that like would force them to re-clear, and then you can like play off that.
Would I ever walk like up U-Haul? Like,
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Walk all the way up. Like walk, take your timings, put pressure in, and take that space. If you can kill that guy in U-Haul, like you just make them tweak essentially.
Alright.
Any other questions?
Balls.
Yes.
What fade lineups they like need to learn for this map?
The only one I need you to learn. Okay, Cam, stop. Be productive with it. If you're not gonna do anything, just leave it. The only one you need to learn is one from triple to on top of showers, which I think is on the valid plants. I can't remember. And then one for like B exec from long, because most of the time you'll be long. But
yeah,
generally,
I just guess there's a exact.
generally just throw them wherever you need them to be.
All right. All right.
Any other questions right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
On the attack Antica, am I throwing my setup or no? Like the wall and the orb? Or do I just not that round?
I don't have it there, but yeah, you throw wall. If it's anti-eco, yeah, you can throw orb and you can just chill and wait. If it's eco, yeah, don't throw orb, but you still throw wall because it's free.
I have a question. So since I'm not gonna be here, since I'm out on Wednesday and Thursday, is Jay still gonna be calling defense, or is it gonna be Scrub?
It'll be
Since Jay's
still
on
like
raised.
it'll be Scrub and Patrick, I think, for the most part, but I still want Jay to be like very talkative about what you want to do, where you want to go. Like you're not super floaty in this map, Jay, where you are as in Split. For the most part, you're gonna be doing the same thing every round. It's just up to you to figure out, okay, what little thing could I do differently? Even though it's the same, what little thing could I do differently to make it like unpredictable? Whether we wanna like trap somebody and we use the fade C's and the raise nade, right? Or if we have the rocket, we could do like a rocket play into short, or like we can walk up and take the shower space. Like there's a bunch of different things that we can do on A, but we just need to kind of try them to see what works and what doesn't. Does that make sense? Jay?
Oh my lord, my microphone's on mute. Yes.
Okay. And then whenever you have outlaw, just trying to put yourself in like different positions too, like different elevated positions as well, like on top of truck, on top of the box. You could be like in front of the Viper wall if we're playing against a Viper, right? Like you could just like make his day really annoying. You could hold hookah, you could hold long. It just depends. Like if you have an outlaw or an op, you have permission to go wherever you want. But if you don't have one of those, then you gotta just like figure out how you want to play A.
So once I get like when they pressure A, right? And then tail drones, and I get deposited into B short and then ETPs. Do I just flank from there if they commit to the hit, or?
Yeah, if they commit, you can flank, and if they don't have if they don't have a senti, then you can full commit to it. But if they do have like a cipher, then what you could do is early take your timing and break the trip, and then come back.
Yeah.
And then now, like, while they're defaulting, they're either going to speed up because they hear you behind, or they're just going to come back and re-clear anyway. And that's going to be like 10-15 seconds. So
Is this a map where you want to be like fast rotating or going for flanks?
yeah, it's similar to Icebox, where if they're not there, you can go forward, but you have to be like util is really important on this map. So you have to understand if it's actually okay for you to walk things up, and most of the time the only people that can are the ones that don't have util. So it'll be like Brim, if they've been heavy defaulting and he doesn't have smokes anymore, or Molly, then he could walk up showers. If Teo doesn't have any util B, he could walk up B long. If Viper doesn't have util, Viper can walk up B. Like it's really just like that. Like if you don't have util, you can take a timing essentially.
Okay.
Bulls, I have a question.
What's up?
So, is the difference between like using my first missile and my second one, like I'm using first to clear out space when they're defaulting and second for like stall, or is
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Stall or
okay.
exec to again clear extra space, right? Like
Okay, so I could like, for example,
mhm.
like use a missile long and then like when we're hitting site, like missile back site or something.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Wherever you think they are, that's what you want to target your missiles for. But you don't
Alright.
use both. You want to make sure you have at least one missile on the exec. If you're for sure positive that no one can be in a certain space because we're either like fade dogging it or even you want a tail drone, right? Like, or sorry, if you want to like drone, you could drone, clear up all of B long, clear up some of those like angles from that picture, right? You could clear out showers, you could clear out some of those angles with your drone. Okay, well now I still have 2 missiles later into the round. Especially if you know that someone's going to be there, we're leaving a deposit maybe, and no one's going to walk back into the space, right? Then you have your missiles for later. If you think you can get a
Um,
kill with it, you want to use your missiles.
Okay.
where do I
Like
ult on this map?
is that regardless of if I have like one left?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. But most of the time, I gotta re-update my game. But most of the time, don't forget that. Okay, so like, because of old tail, people are still like scared of his missiles. So just make sure you're never using 2 at the same time. Like you don't have to, unless it's an exec.
Okay.
Like you know what I mean. Like unless we need to clear out space, then you can use 2 because 2 would clear out all of hookah, for example, or all of lamps, or it would clear out like the close right, like out of showers and then backside, right? Like there's spots where you can use both missiles, um, but it's like it'll just take you some like practice and understanding. But yeah, you just like first one for clearing space and making sure we can successfully default, and then the second one for aggressive taking space, clearing corners, and if you can get a kill with it.
False.
Yeah.
Where do I ult on this map?
Um, defense, you'd ult an extremity, so you'd either ult showers or hookah, and then because you could still have your Viper orb for long, and you could have someone play off that, and then same for A. Like if you wanted to ult like showers, you could put your orb on A, and someone could play off that. But yeah, either one of those two on defense, and then attack, you'll either ult like sight for A or you'll ult elbow for B.
Both
Yeah.
on offense, our default is just basically 4-1, just grabbing and farming orbs.
Farming orbs, 4-1ing always. If you want to fast exec, you can fast exec off the 4-1. You can 5-0 if you want to. More so, you'll 5-0 like A side rather than B side, just because the Viper Lurk is really nice and it's super strong. But yeah, this map. So, okay, so wait, is everybody here? Okay. This
Yeah.
map, similar to Icebox, is not a fundamental map. There's no extra lane that we have to worry about. There are only 4 positions that people can come from. And because of that, if they're not there, they're not there. So what that means is, like, if you guys were at the proactive class on Monday, like you're just gonna have to have times where you're just taking space, getting information, so that we can react quickly. This map, more than any of the other maps, it's whoever reacts quicker, because then you'll just have people there. It's attack sided if you can always be hitting weak side on this map. It's defense sided if you are just always where they're gonna hit. It is literally how it works. Okay, so it's really important that we understand like what good timings are for re-clearing and taking our risk to hold space, because sometimes on this map only having showers or only having B long is just as good as having walked all the way down B long or all the way down showers. It's like hookah and A main that are the two that really give you information about where they're coming from.
Mm.
Okay, so
Mm.
like wait, let me share my screen.
So you just really want to gain early info on Smack,
Yeah, you want to gain
or like
early
deep info?
info on the spots where you don't like want to walk up, or like you do, or like I guess technically want to walk up, and then you just wait for stuff to happen at the spots where they're gonna be. So like this space right here, long, this is where you'd want to use your util for, because being over here is just as good as being over here, but we need info to stay here,
Mm.
right? But then for these ones, we don't need to necessarily have instant info in these two spots, because when we see them, we'll see them, right? Like
Are
here
you talking about
to here,
attack or defense?
both.
Okay.
So like A short, B hookah, you don't necessarily need to use a lot of util to get up into those spots, because you'll know very quickly if the defenders are playing for it. You'll walk up and you'll hear the Viper throw the orb like in hookah, or as you walk up, you use one piece of util. If someone's in hookah, they're gonna break it. The same with A. Like when you peek this angle, there's either someone holding you or there's not, and then you can like walk up or do whatever. But then most of the time, you'll have someone here long, or you'll have someone here showers, like holding you from these positions. And just
Hello?
because they're here, it doesn't mean that they're heavy on either of those sites. But if they're pressuring hookah or they're pressuring main, they more likely have more people like on those sites,
Mm.
because it's easier to play in long and get away than hookah and get away, and same with showers and like short, right? So why would you like play in a position that you could like die and lose all your positioning very quickly if you didn't have extra help or other people there? So usually it's like sometimes one person will start like in this position here, like with this star, someone will start here, and then they'll fall back to like here or something like that. So now they can't get like super punished. They're still holding this space. But if they stay here, or there's one person here, there's usually someone here, or usually someone here on top of the box holding. Unless it's like an eco or something, but like that's different. Any other questions? Okay, bet.
So,
Go ahead.
um, so basically, essentially, what you're saying is we want to be like using our util and fighting for for showers and long, right? And then for the other two ones, we can kind of like walk up and listen for util noise, and they'll kind of tell us what the setup is.
Pretty much, yeah. Like for hookah, you'll still want
Okay.
to throw a dog rather than the drone, just because the drone's more expensive and the drone is would be better for long, because then you could put it through the TP too. So you'd want to use like lighter util and like short and for hookah, but you still want to make sure that you're using like some util for it.
See, okay. And then kind of same thing on defense, right? You want to be fighting for a long and
Yeah.
a shower, and you can just have someone like contacting on short or okay.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, so we'll go through kind of thing, and then I'll answer any other questions that we have. So the pistol for attack 4-1, we just set the Viper up for aggressive lurk timing. You don't have to throw orb here, which I put here. Where is it? The orb is in development, but you don't have to throw it. If you do this play on the pistol, you can just take the fight behind the wall, like just this angle
Wait,
right here.
um, if I don't throw the orb, should I buy a molly or should I
Yeah,
orb somewhere else?
yeah, by
Buy
molly.
molly? Okay.
Yeah. And then the tail will send the missile for the Viper to walk up if they want to take a first timing. If you don't want to walk up, you don't have to missile, that's fine. But like you should say that in the pre-rounds, because then the tail will play like over here so that they can missile for you. And then if you just want to play it slow, then the tail doesn't have to like go over to you. So then you could walk up and you could take a first time, you could take your fight, and then everybody else just holds the space and lets the Viper take a timing, communicate info, and then if the Viper says speed up, speed up. So then this is what it looks like. So you'll missile here, you'll take your timing and walk up, and then Brim and Fade will just sit here and take a high-low, because exactly what I said, right? Like, we'll know their hookah if they swing us. Like, this is more of like a swing angle than a util angle for defenders. So if they're there, more often than not, they're not just gonna util. They'll just swing. So we can just hold for that, take like player timing, and then Jax. There's a lineup I'll show you to bounce off the sign right here that lands, so that Jay could do like a fast satchel if he wanted to. So like here, you could do
I
a
can
fast
probably.
satchel, and then like take the timing off the stun in case they're holding like the aggro angle, and then you guys will just like go into a high low here, and you guys will just wait as well. And then if Viper tells us to speed up, my mouse is breaking, then you guys will just go up long. You'll use your Roomba to clear elbow. We'll use the dog and the stim to clear hookah, and the stimmed dog goes crazy. So then you guys will just go like super fast, and then you guys will pop, and you guys will just hit.
I I call speed up if I'm getting pressure if I think it's the strong side, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Jax for you, because you have like if you have used a missile for the lurk, you're not gonna have a missile for the exec. But if you do still have a missile for the exec, then you can either do this one if we think that they're in hookah, right? Like say the dog tags, right? Then you could send this missile right here, and you could help the hookah players. Or you just do it in this cubby right here, and then we're gonna raise nade like backside, so it'll be fine.
Okay.
Coach.
Yeah.
So say they go B, right? Do I go like take the TP? Do I walk up like through the
You walk up through the
defender
wall.
spawn, or do I?
Yeah, you could do either or. If we're getting kills on B and we get bomb down, no problem, then you can walk through spawn. If you are like lurking and let's say you get to like where my mouse is, right, and you're here and you're listening and you hear them all fast rotating and you want to take a timing and go behind them, sure, do it. If you want to just TP when you hear them rotating so that you can be close to us, do that too. It's really you could do any one of those three things. If you get a kill and can get out, I would TP. But if you can get a kill, the only thing you have to do is just not re-swing. Like if you kill this guy in hookah, you need to just hide in hookah and make them waste like the 10-15 seconds to try to kill you. Because they're all what are they gonna think if you get a kill in hookah and like we're on B? What are they gonna think you're gonna try to do?
If I get kill hookah,
Yeah,
like B?
yeah. No, sorry,
Oh,
it's U-Haul, where my mouse is.
Oh, they're gonna think we're gonna try to speed up A. And like run it over.
No. If you get a kill here
Oh.
and the enemies are like over here, and they're like, oh no, my guy just died in U-Haul. Like, what are they gonna do? And our
Try to kill
team's
me.
out on B. Yeah, they're gonna try and kill you. They're either gonna sit and hold, because they're gonna think, oh, he's gonna try and run, or like take a timing, or go to TP or whatever. But if you just sit there and don't do anything, they have got to go all the way into hookah to get you out, and that's like 10 seconds, 10-15 seconds it'll take. And then if you get those kills too, that's just free. Okay.
Alright.
So you want to make yourself a
Wait,
really
balls.
hard kill. Yeah.
Is this the lineup?
Yeah.
Like that?
Wait, do it again.
I feel like it lands like
Do
there.
it again.
Yeah.
Put it a little bit higher, and like
Higher? Oh, what the?
Oh, you do it from the barrier, not in that corner. That's why.
I don't know. Is the barrier?
I can figure it out later.
You're looking at it in the right spot, but you just have to be at the barrier, not in the corner of the box.
Oh, okay. So you said higher though?
Yeah,
So like
right
here.
there.
That one like.
All right. Well, yeah, you can keep fooling around with it. That's fine.
Gotta get it.
Okay. And then the eco is just like orb farming, so you just run long as a pack. If they're there long, you just fight them. and then Viper just like passive holds showers. If they try to go for orb, like a Viper, like they smoke you off or something, you can spam, do whatever to get that kill to like stop them from taking the orb. And then when we TP, we could just fight them in showers as 5. It doesn't really matter. And then, I mean, from this point, you basically just hit A. I mean, there's not really much else to do. You just run out showers and hit A unless you're stalled. But if you got kills already and you have guns, then you can change your minds and do whatever you want to do, Patrick. This is the anti-eco, so waiting for defenders to make a move, or we understand where the setup is and then we make a decision. So Cam, you'll buy an outlaw again, and you'll kind of just like hold B long. You can walk up into that like position from the other round if you wanted to, like over here. Where is it? Just like right here, right? You could walk up into this spot and watch like this, but you just have to be careful that you could get walked down on long because it's there on eco. So just be careful of that. And then Jax will jiggle in case they're fighting him here, and then Viper will be on either side. I would say it's better to be on your market side because then if they're pushing you, you can run to Jax and Jax can help you. But then as well, when you put your wall up, you don't have to like swing through your wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can do either or. It really doesn't matter. Oh, also, Nico, you need to, or not Nico, a Scrub, you need to know the lineup for that orb from both sides.
Oh, I have that.
Oh,
I have
alright.
that.
I need the one from the left.
Yeah, I can teach you.
Because then you could throw it from the left and you don't have to cross through the wall too. You know, like, you can do your thing. So,
Yeah.
yep, so that's the anti-eco. And then Patrick and Jay, you guys just take showers using your Fade Dog, Fade Eye, however you need to. Grab orb if you can for raise, and then just like default the shower space. You guys can just hold it. You can play it slow probing into garage. You can do it however you want to. And
Garages
then
and showers?
what?
I like garages and showers?
Yeah, that's
Or
what I meant. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's change that. I actually can't. And then Interstellar is like kind of similar to the default, right? We just leave still like Brim over on this side. And the reason why we have that is so that like because we're defaulting on the A side, we don't really need smokes for the A side. So it's not that big a deal, and I'd rather our Brim die when all he's going to give to the team is the smokes, whereas the util is a lot more valuable from our initiators and our duelists in this sense, like hitting the side. So Jax, you also want a missile lineup to bounce off the wall to land here, which you can do from the barrier as well.
I got that.
Okay, bet. So then, yeah, you'll do that to like stop the instant pressure, and then Jay can satchel up behind it. And we want to establish shower control fast and see how they react. It lets us farm up orb as well. And then as we get later, we can condition. We condition that we're pressuring this space really hard, and then we don't have to use as much util for it. We can literally just use a Fade Eye, and if they break it, they're there. Excuse me. So again, if Viper wants to take a timing, call for missile to clear the close space, and you can just go up and take that. Shower pressure, we start with the stun, we condition it, and then eventually we can like just do the Fade Dog or the Fade Eye. And then Brim plays weak side, you walk up, take a little bit of space, but you can't go up long by yourself. You just have to play like pretty careful here. Okay, and then like I say here, so attack will almost always be 4-1s, either with Fade weak side or Viper weak side, just depends what side we go to. So like if we're weak siding A, Viper's lurking, weak siding B, it'll be like Brim, but sometimes it can be Fade. Once we've conditioned like how we're playing Patrick, if you want to use just Fade util to try to bait out that we're trying to hit something or anything like that, then you can do that too. But most of the time, like, it's a pretty simple map, so don't overcomplicate it. And then this is for Jax. Like, we want to use our missiles to make sure people are aren't playing in certain positions. So as we're playing, even as pack players, if there's any inclination that someone could be playing in a close position or like a ratty position or something like that, you're allowed to ask Jax to use a missile to clear out like positions or anything like that, only if he has 2 missiles. If he only has 1 missile left, he is not gonna missile for you. He's gonna missile what like we need as a team. That make sense? So this was, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So these are all of the positions we can reclear. Raise and tail, coordinate, nade, and second missile to clear out the unknown space. So like when we're execing, he'll probably do a missile here, and then like raise nade like right here. Or if you missile on top here, Jax, they'll be pushed out of tube too. So you could do that, and we could raise nade right here. Or if you've got double missile still, you could do like this too. Or like this, however you want to, or you could do like this, right, and push them into our line of sight both ways. So you could do, actually, if you have 2 missiles, do it like this, and then we could raise nade like right here.
Okay.
And we could do something like that. And then, as well, don't hesitate to use the missiles to break the cipher trips too when we're defaulting. If you know where he's putting the trips, use like make that your goal for like our exec is to just break the trips, because it's so much better. Like Cypher's generally still going to be weak side on this map, right? It'll be Cypher +1 almost 80% of the time on this map in particular. Or if Cypher's A even, it's still going to be like Cypher +1. So it's totally okay if we use our missiles to break the trip, because we're not really going to have to worry about a bunch of people playing in a bunch of different corners. Let's just get out on site together kind of thing. And then using your drone, okay? So like, because we have 2 fade dogs, we can use the fade dog to be a lot more proactive in our early space. Like in this space, like right here, and like this space right here, right? We can use our fade dogs for. But then when we're getting out on site, clearing lamps, clearing back sight, clearing elbow, or even like clearing back like insight or whatever, then we want to use our tail drone for like the actual execute part. Okay.
So should we be sending missiles like after the Teo drone? Because if we see them, then
Yeah,
we know where to
you'll
missile.
drone first, because if you can hit the senti, then that makes our
Yeah.
job super easy, right? But then as well, it's like it's okay if we do layered execs. Like yeah, it's okay if we do a layered thing. And then eventually, as the rounds go on too, Jax, they'll probably start to recognize, oh, the drone's here, they're probably gonna exec. And then you can like we can use that as an element to our fake too. We literally can fake an exec with the missiles, the drone. And while we're long too, if we're like if you wanted to, let's say this is like kind of hypothetical, but say our Viper's like working up on stars. Sorry, say our Viper's like working up showers. I'm so upset. Over here, and we're all defaulting long. Say, just ignore the people, but like say we're defaulting long, right? From this position, if you wanted to, you could just drone through the TP, right, and help and set our Viper up on a good position as well. You could do something like that, because the drone range is super far. We could do something like that where we're utilizing our space through the TP, even if you started here and like Brim's lurking, or say we had Fade go over here, or like, you know what I mean, like 1 or 2 people over here. You could drone through the TP here while the Viper wall's up, and then you could like reverse clear hookah.
Okay.
Or something like that. You know, like there's a couple different ideas there. Yeah, Scrub?
Yeah.
Would I ever actually like work up showers?
Not super often, because it's not off of your util, and most of the time, like as a defender, you want to prioritize having shower space. So most of the time, you will just kind of cycle your util from A, and then you just won't go A. Do like, you know what I mean? Like you'll either work up short and you're like finding really good success and like making them like punishing them for it, or you could just like come and you could just hit us with B late. Like, even if you lurk through the wall, and then you, like, TP to come to us as we're execing B, right? Like, that's completely fine, too.
Alright.
Would I ever lurk B? Or
No.
what
No,
I
because
mean-
if you
okay.
die on B, like, I find it's much easier to get value lurking on B from a safe position. Like here is is still actually pretty safe. But if you're into like this position, if you're running away, you're running completely into the open. Or like even in this position, if you get stuck here or stuck here, like it's really bad to be alone. So not usually.
So, s- so if we were to play weak side B, it would just be like
Like I said,
fade or
it'd
would be
either be
two.
Brim or it'd be like Fade or something. Like even in what I was saying with like using the initiator util to go and like fake something with like the dog or something, it's still super risky being in this space by yourself. But it matters more that we're trying to do what we need to do than worrying about what will happen. Right? Like
I see.
if we send one person here and they initiate a 3-person trap on us, is that good value trade or no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
because you
very
just get it
good.
back.
It's very good, right? So that's like a calculated risk we can take with that. And that's why it's like, but in the same sense, like with the Viper, if it's Viper up in this spot, it's a lot riskier because it makes this space easier to play for defenders. And if we like, yeah, it's just like it's weird. Like you want to, it's yeah, it's just weird. Usually you won't.
Okay.
Okay, and then any other questions for like attack or anything like that?
I
Okay,
don't think
no
so.
worries, no worries. Okay.
It's just 4-1 or 5-0, right? That's the only thing we're gonna be calling.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Is this gonna load or not? I just paused. Oh, that's great.
Then you gotta put on the wait list, bulls.
I guess, yeah. Okay, so then defense, like I said before, it all comes down to fast reclears and understanding space control. So similar to Split, we need to be okay with reclearing space with our bodies, trusting early reclear protocols with our util, and then trusting yourselves later in the game, just like we talked about at the reclearing, like the proactivity class on Monday. Also similar to Icebox is our ability to play stall on the bomb side A if we have showers control. So, like, similar to Icebox, right? If they're planting on B, you want to try to stall as much as you can, and it's really easy for defenders to stall you from getting the bomb down here. It's the same thing on Bind. So on Binds, if you have showers control, it's almost impossible for the attackers to get the bomb down unless they're playing a Sage. Which then, I mean, if you still break the wall, it's still pretty easy. So, because most of the time when you exec on B, right, you're gonna, like, let's say Brim is smoking, right? You're gonna smoke probably like this, this, and then like this. Or you might even do like this, which isn't the best as an attacker smoke, right? If we as defenders, if we have all of this space right here, what are we gonna do?
We could just like spam the plant.
Exactly. You just spam. So that's why showers control is super important, because then it forces the attackers, as they're flooding out here, to not just plant, but they have to fight through their smoke, fight into backside in order to have the space to get the bomb down. And then if we're already in control of this space, what does that mean for us?
As attackers or
We could
As defenders?
retake in there, like pinch.
Not quite what I'm looking for.
we're just kind of like stuffing them off of playing anywhere
Yeah,
within sight, right? Because they don't have time.
yeah, like we're just prepared. We know that if they trap the bomb, we can get them off the bomb. And we know if we get them off the bomb, they have to fight us. So as long as we like have our space, have our positioning, like we're completely fine. Like this spot right here is extremely powerful to hold back sight because you have like the first angle for them to come out of hookah, and if they swing you triple or anything like that. So like rather than being in a position where you're like this, where you could get swung from the left and swung from the front, or even like here where you like have to watch both angles as well. So, and then again, being on this side, even if they do take shower control and you're in this corner, you're only technically having to look one way. as they're coming out to you in front of you. But like generally how we'll play it, we're super emphasizing showers control, so there will be one person in showers. If they tapping bomb, they're coming out, spam, spam, spam. If they're fighting our teammate back site, we come over, we fight with them, or we hold the smoke if we're getting like split or whatever, and then we just like super hold our positioning. So like here, I have the line drawn like this is the space that we need to make sure we're fighting for on A, and then for B, it's like in 2 sections. If it's not an exec and they're still like defaulting, we want to make sure like we're emphasizing for hookah space, because then they can't quite split. And if they are like hard execing, we know that they're coming out. Like, actually, let me rephrase that. Depending on where the pack is, depends on what we need to emphasize. If they're heavy starting hookah or sand, then we need to emphasize long control and making sure our elbow control is really good. If they start really heavy long, and they like heavy exec out of long, then we need to emphasize hookah control. Why? For both of those. Because it's the same thing.
It's like it's hard for them to plant if we have that.
Yeah,
Just like
but not what
increasing
I'm
like
looking
the
for.
amount of just increasing like the amount of space we can retake from, right? Because like if we have hook and
Not what I'm
control,
looking
like a
for.
teammate A could.
It's right, but not what I'm looking for. It's we've talked about it before. It's not new.
Because like if they were to like split it, maybe that'd be the weak side.
Exactly. Like we want to
Okay.
emphasize trying to fight for the weak side if we know where their heavy side is. Like if we know that there's 3, and again, with how this map works, how should they be attacking most of the time?
Playing to our weak side.
Like
We just talked
3-2.
about it.
Yeah.
2-2.
Nope.
Split.
Like a 4-1.
Exactly. Like a 4-1, or it's just going to be a 5-0. And then from those, like, understanding how they're attacking, recognize, okay, they're a 4-1 team. When it's a 4-1 team, if they're splitting B, it's going to be 2-2. But we need to understand what side they're putting more pressure on, because even though it's 2-2, there's still going to be one side that they're like doing more on than the other. They're going to either like Skydog or Fade Dog up long, or Fade Dog or Skydog into hookah. They're going to clear one of them harder than they're going to clear the other. And that will show you what the weak side is. So like what you can like try to play for. It will take you, like, as all of this stuff is, it's just like pattern recognition. It's going to take you multiple rounds to understand what their setup is and how they're playing. But understanding how to react once you figure it out is the important part. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
On A, Lamps is a death trap. Yohal's a death trap. You can play in it if we have like Teo on A side, or if Teo's close, because then we can re-clear the space really easily with the missiles and stuff like that. But generally, unless you have like a shotgun or you're on an eco or something like that, you don't really want to play in there if you have a gun. It's just like, it's really sketchy. So I didn't have it written down, Jax, but like your goal on defense is to be available for re-clearing, essentially. So you're going to have an internal timer that you need to use when we get contact on A of when you drone B and when you rotate over to A. Especially if we're playing against a Viper, sometimes what you're going to have to do is say Patrick can't Fade Dog, or say he's already used a Fade Dog to like be behind the Viper wall, and he can't afford to use another one, right? What you can do, or should do, is then rotate over to the space. I mean, you could probably rotate, you could be like right here and your missiles will probably reach if you're still in the custom. But you'll just come over here, and even though it'll take a little bit longer, you just send a missile and we go and re-clear the space. Okay? So, just as much as like on attack, you're using your first missile to like take space, and prevent people from being in certain positions. It's the exact same concept on defense, but for both of your missiles. If you have both your missiles and you haven't needed to re-clear anything and you've got it for like retake, that's completely fine. It'll make our retake a little bit easier. But again, knowing that people aren't in certain positions means what?
We
We don't
get
have to
more info
use.
to where they're going towards.
Or elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to use util to clear it out.
No, what I'm
So we
saying
know
is
they're not.
like as long as you're using your util to clear like early positions where you think they could be in or anything like that, them not being there will tell you what? Jax.
Tell us like where they're going.
Yeah, where they're going essentially because no info is info, right?
Uh-huh.
So after a certain period of time, if you're like over here, let's say we're trying to set like Nico or Scrub up for like a lurk or whatever, and you want a drone to like set them up. When you're droning and you're not seeing anything here and you're not even seeing anything long, like because of this map in particular, it's pretty likely okay, they're all over on A. So seeing nothing and then reacting very quickly off of it, either like I have in the strat, like either following up the drone and putting yourself in a forward position where now you can listen to the rotates, right? Because you can like your sound barrier is like massive of what you can actually hear, right? So you've got all the info on rotating and where their space is going to be. But then as well for you, like if it went quiet showers after this, like been a little bit of like showers pressure, droning through showers, re-clearing all the space, re-clearing showers so that we can come back and we can take this space. So if they do decide to hit A, what do we have again? Jax.
Wait, say it again.
If you're like wanting to, if they put a little bit of pressure on showers and push us off the line, right? But then they cut noise, and you drone through showers and you come in and or you drone through TP, sorry, and you come and you re-clear showers. What does that allow us to do?
We can hold showers
Exactly.
space.
And holding showers is one of our win conditions for A, right? Holding these spaces on our sites are part of our win conditions. Without them, it makes it significantly harder. Right? Just when you guys played Bind against, like in the 10-mans, and you were playing against the Sage, right? And the Sage wall just forced you guys to go out one choke. When you don't have space, it's just so hard on this map. So it's really important that we're fighting for that kind of thing to the death because the positioning means a lot more. Okay, so for pistol, so fast and aggro space, taking in garage for an early first blood. We play weak side on B, but we're still trying to hold the space. So you're just gonna jiggle Jax. You're just gonna jiggle. Nico and Scrub are gonna jiggle like Hookah as well, just to see if they're there. And if they're pressuring you, then you can use your molly to stall and then back up. And then on A, what's gonna happen is they're gonna put the wall up. Patrick's gonna throw an eye. Which did you find that eye, Patrick? You muted?
Oh yeah, right now I'm just listening.
Okay.
No. Right now I'm just
So yeah, so there's an
listening.
eye that you can throw for everybody else. There's an eye that he throws that can go over
Yeah, it's in
the
follow
top of
plan, right?
showers. I'm pretty sure. And it'll scan this space as they get off the barrier. And if Jax or Jay, sorry, runs up and takes an early timing, if this is walled off, then he's gonna be able to shoot through the wall because they get revealed. And if they're not revealed, then there's nobody there. So it's a really
So,
cool way that we can get like shower space and info early.
so you want me to just like throw the wall up for like a couple of seconds to start every round, right?
At the start of this round, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
And throw it up and
once I get the early info shots, what do I do with it after? Do I just continue holding there, or what would you like?
if you get a kill, back up and just like start jiggling. Like if you get a kill off the eye, just go to this spot, drop the wall, and just jiggle, and just like don't give up the space. But then if there's no one there, then you could just walk through. I don't care.
How far am I able to walk through, like, for?
Flank them till you find them.
All right, got it.
Because you're either going to be behind them when they go A, and then again, we're still fighting for this space, right? Because we know showers is clear. And then you come and you flank behind them. Or you hear them leaving, you don't see them short, and then they just go, and then you could just flank them A. And then we can TP and meet you here.
And crunch them.
Or we can just like full flank, yeah. And that'll go for anybody. Like
Got
anyone
it.
who pushes through that shower thing, the other teams need to teammates need to like again take this garage space, make sure it's good, and then allow our teammate to come and crunch. Or again, like if our teammate's getting up into this market space, we're either TPing with them and then going together, and our site players have to play weak side, or we're like reinforcing site and making site heavy side, and then letting our flanker play weak side. Okay, and then, like I said, if Viper pressures hookah, use the molly. If the tail's pressured long, you just fall back, Jax, and you just like you can either go to like here and jiggle, or you could go here and jiggle, or I mean, you could even just like still kind of disrespect it and be like kind of close jiggling, right? Make it seem like you fall back, but you like still have the early info. But then if that's not happening to you, then like after about 20 seconds, I think I have it. If we have contact A, tail can drone long, if nothing B. Leave Viper anchor and TP to showers, and Viper can walk and deposit themselves into the danger ping right here. And then make sure you spin the drone to make sure you clear like this corner. You see where my mouse is? Jax?
I was muted, yeah.
Yeah. So you just make sure when you go down, you're also clearing this corner right here. But yeah, basically like after 20 seconds, 25 seconds, or we get contact on A. Okay?
Okay.
Or, and then like when we get contact on A, like I was saying, like Nico or Scrub, like you can take this timing and you can either ask, like Jax could come up and he could drone out through hookah and clear this spot for you to walk down, or you just take your one in hookah and then he just drones out long to meet you kind of thing. Either or is fine.
What would be the difference between me droning from hookah versus droning from
Setting Nico or setting our Viper
long?
up.
Okay.
Long would just be clearing
Would
the
it
long
get
default.
far enough to get to?
It'll get
I'm
to
gonna
like,
test it.
if you start it here, it should get to like here.
I'm gonna test it real quick.
Which, I mean, even if it scans, it'll still scan all this area, which is important too, so.
Does it scan them even if they're behind the wall, or does it only scan what it can see?
It scans
Well, if I can get it a little bit further.
It scans them if they are behind the turret. Even if the turret can't see them, it'll scan them. But if there's a wall in front of them,
The
it won't
person has
scan
line
them.
of sight to the drone, it'll scan them.
Yeah.
Even if the drone's not like looking at them.
Yeah. But if you're behind a wall, it won't
I
scan.
can get my.
Where can you get it to?
Well, do you see my screen?
No, one sec.
I can get it to here.
Oops. Jeez.
Well,
It's tripping me out.
Trippy.
I can get it all the way up until like where I can see over here.
Okay, wait, yeah, that's perfect.
I can
Then.
pop it like there.
Yeah, it's perfect then. So yeah, you'll do that, you'll clear it, and then if you want to do it out of short, then you can go and you can clear into market too, which is really strong. Or, I mean, you could just like reverse it. You could do like out of hookah and then go clear long. Because one thing you could do, you could just like slow walk with the drone too. So if you want to like, because it's invisible and quiet, like.
Oh yeah.
Like, you'll still see it within 15
I didn't even know you could do
meters,
that.
but if you, like, run it out of hookah, right, and then you're about to get it to long, and then you just cut noise, and then you just pop scan eventually, right? Like, you would have to do it much farther back, because, again, they'll see it within, like, 15 meters, but just that concept.
Yeah. If you, like, jump spot whenever you toss it, it goes, like, a couple extra meters, so I can get it further.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you would get to like here, and then you would just like cut noise, and then walk into the space, and then pop it or whatever.
Then go like.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the pistol, and then your eco is just like kind of trap setup. So Shrek 2 because Shrek 2 is the best one. You want to hold tight angles and just play like fake traps. So raise satchel on top of the box, and then Brim just sits underneath, and you guys just high-low right here. And it's actually a pretty decent spot because the only way that they'll see you is if they actually like walk to like this spot right here. Like if they go here, they won't see you. If they go here, they won't see you. And sometimes if they just ignore, like they might just ignore you. So, like it's pretty good to get a kill. And then you guys over here are just like 3-packs, so you're still faking like the normal setup with the Viper taking contacts. Like, jeez, so much stuff open. With the Viper taking contact like right here, right?
Mhm.
So you're just like baiting, and then everybody else is set up like this. Where is it?
Yeah. So we're just leaving short and long open, right?
Yeah, you're just gambling it.
All right.
Well, so this is the
This
eco.
is eco.
Yeah, this is the eco. You
Yeah,
just
okay.
gamble it. Viper base contact, then we pounce and fight. So you guys hold over on B or on A, sorry. If they plant B, you die to bomb. And then fade tail Viper after 20 seconds, or if the A players hear them grabbing orb, then you guys just start walking up. You just walk up and take your fights. Doesn't really matter. You can flank.
Walk up flank, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can just walk up and you can just flank wherever you think they are. And then
Okay.
the anti-eco for defense. So you want to take oppressive angles and make them work for the space. So we want to put extra pressure on the extremities. So again, we do the same thing with the eye and the wall to put pressure on them. But we just have 2 people run up instead because they're probably going to break the eye. But we want to play our gun advantage from this distance, right? So we set up a high-low with Patrick and Cam, just kind of working together over here. You guys can hold. Whoever has like, actually it doesn't matter. And then Jay, you'll just buy an outlaw, and like I said, you want to either get on top of the truck or get on top of the box, or like just like have some different variation for how you're holding it, okay? And then you'll buy an outlaw.
Got it.
And then Viper, you'll have a judge in hookah, and you'll put your orb in hookah, and you'll just like pseudo 1-man army in hookah, and then Jax, you'll just play the same position. You're just almost always in
Okay.
this position, Jax, because you just get so much info from this one spot as with your drone. You're either clearing all of B main, all of B long, or whatever, or you're TPing through and you're clearing all of showers. Like it's just broken. So
Yeah, it's just.
so
I'm
you
surprised they didn't nerf it. Whenever
yeah.
they nerfed him.
So you need to really understand like what the timings are like for when you use it, because last thing that we need is if you like re-clear B, but then they cut noise showers, and now we can't like effectively re-clear showers. Like that shouldn't be the case because we have fade there. We just use the fade dog if you can't, right? But for your side, like in terms of you, Patrick, like if you have to call for the Tejo drone, do it, but use your util first.
All right.
And then
So
but
I should
like
be droning.
go ahead.
I should be droning my own site before I need to drone A, because Fade will just dog it.
Yes, unless we're playing against a Viper,
Okay.
and then it will change because Patrick always has to put
Yeah.
one of his dogs to clearing behind the Viper wall, and that'll probably be before you have to drone.
Yeah.
So it'll just depend. It'll just depend. So Teo follows the same reclear protocols in order to allow Viper to be proactive when they hide from the drone. Viper changes the timings and you're gonna be forced to take more fights. So just don't be afraid to take that fight when you're getting out of hookah. Essentially, the only difference is the Teo can change where he's droning, right? And then if they're pressuring A, Fade needs to reclear while the Brim reacts to smoking main. So like if you guys are in this high-low position, call for the wall to go up before you guys just turn around and leave, right? So you don't get timinged. And then you can fade dog through the wall, Patrick. Just do a loose dog, and then Cam, you can smoke or whatever,
Yeah.
however we need to. And then you guys just, again, play to stall the bomb from going down. So that we can rotate. And then when Tail rotates, we can work out clearing the extra space and starting the retake. And then if the eye is coming back up, we always just wait for it. If it's like sub 20 seconds, even if it's at 20 seconds left on the eye and they have bomb down, we can wait. Like there's not really a rush, okay? And then for this one here, the accountants, this is gonna be like, this is like an alternate set, but not really how our default's gonna be. Like for the most part, we're almost always gonna have the Kung Fu Panda as our default, okay? But in this situation, I have the fade in the middle because you're a floater. There's not like one spot that you have to be in. It depends on our floating fade. So if fade wants to float, or if Viper wants to play A, which again, usually won't be the case because, excuse me, Viper's just really good at holding B when we don't have a Sentinel, right? And Viper's like pseudo Sentinel. So most of the time, 80% of the time, Viper B. If we have Viper ult, that's like a big change, and we can incorporate this setup, right? Because then we can Viper Orb, Viper Wall, and then Viper ult showers. Now we've got all of the extremities touch with Viper, right? So this would be like an example where we fall into like the accountant. So when we have like Viper ults, okay? So if Viper plays A, we use set like this. The fade is the floater, so you can start B for cheeky pressure with I. It's the exact same thing, Patrick, is like the showers pressure, right? We just throw a smoke with the I. We try to get a spam kill, and we can do it off timing.
Yeah.
Or we can just do it late. I would rather, if you do that trap, you smoke like a little bit closer up, just so it's like easier for us to access it, rather than if it's like so far down. But also just doing it on the right timing will get you value from it no matter what. And then if fade starts B, but you still want to have Viper on A side, then you have to play A like the weak side and not overplay your hands. Or sorry. Wait. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry. If fade's starting over B, then you have to play A like weak side, and you can't overplay your hand because there's only 2 of you, and it's so much harder with 2 on A. So once they know fade is B, they might choose to speed up on you guys. Viper and Raze, you just have to still play for your shower control, and we can Taeho drone through TP if we need to like help you with your shower control or whatever. But then you guys still play for your shower and just use your mollies to stall the bomb still. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions? We can all hop in a server right now, and you can test lineups or like test timings for. I think more so for the attack. Making sure that your satchels are consistent, Jay, with the timing of Jax's missiles. So I think you two should make sure that you guys are working together in the custom, just so that coordination is good. And then as well, like Patrick, making sure you've got a couple of lineups in your back pocket that you can use. Just for like creative set stuff too. Like, let me get in there. Because like I said, I need. Oh, my update's not done. Okay, whatever.
It's weird. They like put in the patch for the new update, but they just didn't put out the new update.
Yeah, something like that.
Like the new act.
Yeah, and then
Maybe try stop streaming and see if that helps.
yeah, and then Jay and Patrick, you guys just need to really work together on any combo opportunities. If we're playing against a Sky and we know where they're sky dogging, Raze sees that boy. Right? If we know that for some reason we're playing against a Sova and they're droning, same situation. If we know that they always start on one side and it's early rounds. Like Taeho too, yeah. Taeho, Sova, like anyone who's droning, if we know that they start from a certain side, right? Like then we can capitalize off that. We could do the same thing with the Raze ults, right? We just seize into the Raze ults or seize into the Brim ults. Right? Like we've got seize into the Tail ults. We've got like we have a lot of really good util with this comp, so it's really important that you guys like have some creativity with combinations too. And that's why like for the most part with the comps and stuff strats I put together, I don't really focus a lot on retakes, like set retakes and set XX, because everything is going to change depending on what kills you have, what util you have, what ults you have. It's really just like as long as we understand how to hit the site and like what the possibilities are, everything else becomes just really easy to like cover the gaps. Do you know what I mean? So particularly
just like how do you want to like play post plants?
So post plants,
like on offense, when we get bombed down.
On offense, post plants, you always want to emphasize your long and your shower control. Kind of same as like when you're attacking.
So same thing as defense.
Yeah. Like because it's very easy to set up like wanna like ideally have both. On B, it's much easier to play on site than on A. But if we have util to play post plant, play post plant. If we have util to stall and prevent them from getting out, then we want to do that. Because like on B, right? If we have all the kills on B, and we know that the last people are rotating through spawn, why would we get off site? Right? They have got to flood out through one choke. We can all just hold it or stall with util or whatever. The same on B, or sorry, same on A. If we've hit site and we've taken back site and we have control of it, then stay on site. But if we need to just quickly get bomb down, we can't fully get site control, but we have a lot of util, okay, that's when we like play post. No one has to be in like a perfect set position, but there are like, yeah, like showers and long are going to be like the biggest emphasis in our post plans. And usually it's just going to be Jax baiting you all if he has missiles. If it's Brim who has ult and has Molly, Brim just gets to bait you guys for free. Does that make sense, Cam? Jax?
Alright.
Jax, Cam?
Yeah. Also, well,
Yay, baiting.
what do you think about using?
Yeah.
What do you think about using the stim to like fast rotate on defense? Is that like a good use of it?
Yes, yeah.
Or should I save it
For sure.
for like post
100%. That's all you want to use
retake?
it for. You want to make sure your rotations are really good on defense,
Well,
like what we talked about earlier, right? Fast reclears, understanding space control, understanding like what space they can be in and where we need to be. And if you can be there 2 or 3 seconds faster because of that stim, now we've just got numbers in that position. So 100%. And then on attack, you almost always want to use it with another piece of util. So like either all of us running up and it's like a stim as part of our exec, or you like stim the Teo drone or you stim the Fade Dog.
Okay.
Okay.
What about stimming the Teo missile?
That's nah.
Did I just hear?
You can stim the Teo missiles. It makes them
That might
faster.
Is that an
actually
actual
be,
thing?
Wait, that might actually be tech. I can't
It-
lie.
No, it makes them a lot faster.
That might be tech.
Brother,
Sure,
what?
give it.
Wait,
give
can
it
we
a go.
queue with
Do they
Eyeball?
like
Yeah, my
never
do
game
they
heard
is
of that.
explode faster? Like,
Alright.
do they explode faster? Because if they explode faster, then it's stronger.
They might. Wait, let's
You can
Let's
try
go.
it. Try it.
Alright. Here, I'll share my screen
Someone,
for you.
yeah, someone share for me.
Oh, Scrub, you're gonna have to change your.
I'll share it. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, Scrub just locks on.
it's okay.
Yeah,
Scrub?
everybody.
Oh, like anything?
Yeah, just lock anything, we'll change it. Ow.
Wait, does Brims them speed
Oh,
up?
they fixed
Yeah.
the tape.
They made them bigger. It's kind of.
Yeah, they
I
made it
kinda like
bigger. Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah,
I
they're
like
big.
it.
Bigger is better.
They're too big.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
too
they're
big.
fine. My old name would fit on the banner now.
Big
Yeah.
and chilling.
Banners aren't loading though.
You said what?
Banners aren't loading, is that just me?
Wait,
Uh,
That's
banner
what she-
loading.
my
Hey.
Discord's.
Banner's been
troubles.
loaded.
Oh,
What do you mean? Oh,
okay.
what? Okay. That is
Or-
crazy.
Having hard connections.
Oh,
You're the
Are y'all
choke
loaded
making
in
heart
yet?
attack.
who has a potato
Must
PC?
be.
I don't know, it might be me.
Yeah, might be a spank.
Come on. man.
I'm smelling like it's Scrub. I think it might be Scrub.
Me?
think-
What did I?
I think
what
we're
did
on
I
Virginia
do?
Staten
for this,
Island
by the way.
I'm
So-
screen sharing.
Yeah,
I got
we
okay,
know.
see, we're not doing this. We're not doing this Staten Island slander for the rest of this time. All right, you live in like the woods. All
No,
right,
that's
number
you.
one.
That's
Dude,
you.
the woods are
Okay.
awesome.
Crazy.
You live in like Texas. That's a whole nother story.
Texas,
Whoa,
Alright.
whoa, whoa! I live in
Patrick-
Texas. Whoa, but what are
Patrick-
we trying to say?
No, because we want to. Staten Island's a problem.
No, I didn't say anything about that yet, but I can.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. yet is
Dang,
crazy.
someone does have the potato.
Bro, how-
Yeah.
Someone's got it.
Me, it's
Yo,
me.
waited
I got
5
aim
years.
labs going. I'm screen share. It's
You're
not
playing
me.
aim labs right now?
It might be me. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Why are you doing aim labs right now?
Cause I gotta lock in.
Balls, what do you think
Like,
about aim
I
training in
Cause
Minecraft?
I got the. You have
Ooh.
the thing after.
Who is
Wait,
gonna
Bulls,
Uh-huh.
do you think playing CS is a good aim trainer?
I mean,
What?
fun.
Oh, we're
CS is
in!
fun.
Let's play Valorant.
Oh, it is Nico.
Who's-
Yeah.
It
Oh
is
my
Nico.
lord, it was Nico.
I
Nico.
just closed.
Nico,
my
you just
computer.
waited
By
2
the way,
minutes
I'm
of my
pretty sure we're
time,
on Virginia
man.
servers, so my bad
Okay.
for anyone who's not. For
Yeah, it's literally just me. It's literally
you
just me.
DC'd.
I know.
Oh,
Alright,
but
wait, let's
that now is
Brim, swap. Everyone get on the same team.
Wait, I want to
defense,
make
wanna-
sure I remember this lineup.
Wait, why you? Oh, for the barrier. Just toss a Viper or. Okay, so
Wait, I was gonna hit.
why do we keep ending the
Hey,
game?
guys,
What are we doing?
Just pause the
stop.
match
Keep
timer,
clicking the border.
click it twice, and then leave it.
Let me
Yeah,
get
my
on.
Discord is just not
okay,
loading.
left team. There it is.
Wait, can we end the thing one more time so I could get the
Brother.
right character?
Freaking bruh.
Sure.
Did
Yes.
you set your agent?
Yeah.
All right. Wait.
send
Here.
it to
Wait.
you.
Let's test the. Why do we have 2 Vipers?
Because they're
Oh,
Nikos.
we do have 2 Vipers.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Alright, go.
Nico, the wall is like this, right?
Wait, they
It's
do
Uh,
pop
Wait.
faster.
Wait. Do they explode faster?
Wait, that's
Wait, no,
actually
only do one. Only do
Yeah,
one.
Oh my lord, Nico loaded in.
Oh wait, no. Yeah.
Wait,
I
nobody
didn't.
told me
about
I-
that.
I found a different one. It's a little better.
No, it's because I
So,
put 2. It's because I put 2.
That's the
Oh.
same.
you go
Look,
here
it
and
travels faster. It travels faster.
look at my
Travels
screen.
faster?
Okay,
I
let's
mean,
go.
that's still pretty
Look
cool.
here. So, look. Let me do like that, and then
go
toss the
here.
thing down.
And you crouch and you just aim like
And
right
then-
there.
Yeah, okay.
That
I think
time
it's
is
Is that
faster.
like
That's fast.
better
Yeah.
than the other one?
like
or is
A
barely
it-
little,
enough.
yeah. It's a little better because the problem with the other one is there's a big gap over here
Yeah,
where
that's
they can just
a
go
lot
here and
better.
TP.
It'll
And then
only
versus
really
this.
This one doesn't
matter
have the gap.
for longer distances.
You crouch. You
So
shoot it
it's-
all crouched. You shoot it all crouched.
Yeah.
So it's like this, and I look right.
It's not like a
Here?
crazy.
Jax, can you
Wait,
go?
can you
I don't
can you
know,
some-
just-
show me
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
lineups? Could not find them.
Wait, what?
The lineups for here and
Yeah, there
Like
you go.
that?
here.
And then.
Yeah, and
Oh,
this one
that's-
it's really
Uh,
hard.
The one
yeah,
It's
that
really
can
lands
hard
you
to
here.
hit
just do
and
me a
the one that
favor?
lands
Go outside
there.
of showers, swap teams. Or actually, no, you already just swapped teams.
Oh,
Go
outside the
help
shower.
Patrick with his eye. Make sure.
Oh
his
wait, I
eye's
could
good.
sit in this corner.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, let me see.
Oh, with a judge.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
wait,
definitely dead. Oh yeah,
wait.
you're.
They can't even
Yeah,
see
that-
you.
You're
Hang on.
fried.
Good
Let's
eye,
start here.
Patrick. Good eye.
Yeah, that's good. Wait, toss it again. Toss it again. That might block it.
And then,
Wait, this
is
is
there an
blocking it.
orb I need for B or
Let them
not?
involve, let them maybe.
I'm already
Walk,
going.
no, you're gonna
Well,
like.
it's up.
You're gonna be walked up a bit, Jax.
It's pretty
Yeah,
simple.
you'll be
There's
like right
scrub.
here when it scans.
Yeah, it's fair.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, if it lands there, that's gets
The
everything.
only kind of lineup you really need
Yeah, that
is
one's good.
pretend there's barriers here.
Wait, so what is
Go-
the?
You go
You
here
have, like, a
and
I
you
might tag
the-
with a fade
If
eye.
you just
And you just aim right
bounce it
there.
off of the
Icons.
shower wall, not
Like,
the.
is this fine?
Wait, so I go here.
Yeah, that's.
Is that
perfect.
fine? Like, I
Yeah,
don't need
that's
a lineup
perfect.
for it?
Yeah.
Okay,
you're just
I'll
It's
doing
put
like
it-
like pretend there's a
Where do I
barrier
am?
here.
Yeah.
Pretend there's
So
a
where
barrier
are-
there.
Because they'll
What about
see
the one
it.
with the
The only
little
time,
board?
the only
No,
way
you-
that they'll know that there's a gap technically,
Just make sure you
Jax,
can see
is
that.
after the second time or after the third time.
What's the one with off this?
You see
It's
right-
really not big.
right where
Yeah,
the words are.
no.
Right where, it's just like
Huh?
what you were looking at before. Yeah, just look at the end of the words.
Where would the
Like-
barrier
Yeah,
be?
but-
Like right here.
I feel like
Like
Just
around
Okay.
here.
So
Like,
I'll
you
come.
just
the
stand
best I
here.
could get it was like here.
Okay, that's fine.
But
It
then
doesn't
they could,
have to
like-
be like.
So I
Patrick,
come-
stop.
Huh?
Fine, okay.
Wait,
Oh,
try-
Patrick,
I
stop.
see. I see.
Try from the
How it is.
left.
I don't
Scrub.
remember what the one
The
was.
left of where the barrier would be. Guys,
So,
make it productive. Don't
like here.
I go here,
a little bit more to the right.
and then where do I look?
To the
I
right
look
of
I can
that. Like slightly
What
to
I
the right of
mean,
that.
Jax, is like picture the barrier.
to the left of
Yeah,
the
there you
barrier
go.
this way.
Yes.
Yeah, it's right, like here.
You need that one, and then
Try-
if they're like disrespecting
Try
it,
shooting it off the building.
you aim like right, like where the
I want
I
to try
think
to
right
see
there.
if, like
Then I would
Wait,
look
I
like.
forgot. Give me a second.
audio. Wait, can someone see if my like stun lands in a good spot?
It didn't hit me. I'm here, it didn't hit me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah. Scrub. Just look on my
Tell me
screen.
where to
Just try. No,
where should I move it?
Jax, I'm telling you, try it from the against the rock wall to your left.
I'm looking.
Try
Oh,
it
here?
against there.
That's what you
That's
meant?
the
Over
box.
here.
Nope, that's the
Oh, I
box.
didn't.
The rock wall
You
to
see
your
a line
wall?
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
here. Oh.
Yes, try it
My
here
bad.
against the
How good is an
wall.
Odin on
Try
this
there.
map?
It'll have to be more to the left. Odin?
Bruh.
Wait,
Odin's
Nico.
alright.
What?
what is your
I
run
think you
button?
can.
You don't
That's
think
like
you can?
furthest left, and
Okay,
Hey,
try
it'll.
to
Pat,
find
give
one
me
in
the
the
bomb.
You
middle.
don't need to know.
Give me the bomb.
Find one in the middle.
Yeah.
But basically,
Or, like,
just go
box.
here,
Or
and
I can line up like with this.
Yeah,
like
whatever you
that.
need.
It's pretty simple.
What
Patrick,
is
stop
happening?
killing everyone.
Patrick?
He's killing me.
Wait,
Guys,
is this good?
stop.
Wait,
You're
is this
gonna
good?
piss-
Is this good?
Guys,
me.
both of you, you're gonna piss me
Patrick.
off. Stop. Be productive, or else. Like, I'm not joking. I'll just bench you.
I'm
not.
eyeing. They're killing me, bro.
Be productive.
Wait, Patrick, is this good?
Jay, go work on your satchel timings and pathing.
Nico, like this? Is this the orb?
From off.
I mean, I
barrier-
was
yeah,
checking out
yeah,
my
yeah.
room
Either-
to be
either-
teleporter, but
either
then
from-
Nico or Patrick shot me.
Either from off barrier, so we can take space quickly, or pathing for an exec.
Scrub, you should try invulnerability.
So if I do.
And
Yeah,
then
that one.
for
Wait, Patrick, you tell
attack,
me if this is good.
the orbs are.
What?
Oh yeah,
Someone-
oh yeah.
someone
I need
stand
to
there
and
kill
pretend
one
to
from the
use
left
bomb.
here. Okay,
Okay,
wait,
so
wait.
I have
Watch my stream.
this
Watch
one.
my stream. Watch my stream.
Cam, is that stun good?
I have
Yeah,
this
that one's
one,
fine.
right?
Oh,
So I
oh,
come
stun.
here,
Got
Okay,
it.
perfect. There you go.
and then I go.
Kobe.
Watch out. Let's see this.
Look at this. Look at
I
this.
go here,
Like here.
like
That is a
that.
different lineup.
Here, Jay, Jay.
But
You-
if
you-
it lands, it lands.
You help me here
What?
for a
Okay.
sec.
What'd you
Yeah,
say?
it lands.
Yeah, that's
Come
fine.
here. Stand,
Okay,
stand there
I'll
like
teach you one
it
to your
lands.
left.
defuse the bomb.
Whoa,
Watch
what?
my stream, Jay.
Stand
Scrub.
on the bomb like you're pretending to defuse it.
Alright, yeah, I
And then
got you.
tell me if this like hits
Alright,
you.
I'm
Can you
watching.
see me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just right
Yeah, it
here.
hits.
You just stand right there.
Okay.
You see this?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do
You
you
see
have
this
a
flag that's
wallbang
like
lineup?
jutting out?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
You see
And
a bomb
the
here?
other thing you should do, Jax.
And now
is
look
try
at what
to-
I'm
Watch
lining
out,
up
watch
with.
out, watch
Try to
out.
think about ults
What are you wanting?
and missile combinations. About
Bruh.
how much space you can take.
Look
Look
Yeah.
right there.
Into that.
Look what I'm
Okay.
lining
on
up
your
with.
missiles.
Oh,
Like-
the
like
thing?
What's available? What
Yeah, you
would
see
be
that?
open? What
Yeah.
Yeah.
could be
And
available?
that's just a left click.
Alright. So wait, so I come right here. And
Sorry,
then
Yep.
That's
I go
still. That's still hit. Oh, I can't. Okay.
here, and then I go like that.
How did that not see me?
Well, let's see.
That's.
What
That-
I'm
that is
using
not-
good.
that is
What I'm
not
using
normal.
good
Okay.
Try again.
when
Try again. Try
we're going for a
again.
combo like that.
Yeah.
But I save
It's
my,
it's
You
it's this
could.
plank.
Is
This
that
plank right
it?
there.
Which one?
like save my.
Assume
Best?
you have one. Assume you have one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You.
Yeah, just cause.
Exactly.
Bruh.
Yeah, so I could
Is
like.
that hit?
Do you think it'd be
That's
good to
not hit.
missile like here?
Oh,
Or...
that's
Okay.
a.
Yes. Yeah. Missile the
Okay,
outlet
what
part.
about
You could do that ult, and
this?
then missile
And
the
then the
outlet
wall?
part,
like
so that
here.
Is
no,
right here.
no,
Well,
the
you
other
don't need to
one,
line
that
up.
one, so that they're forced into
Other
like,
one?
yeah, they're forced into us. But like, you don't
Oh,
have
okay.
to be like quote unquote perfect filling the space, because they're not
Yeah.
They're
always
not
gonna
perfect.
assume that there's a gap. Like they're not always
Wait,
gonna know
balls.
that
Is
there's
this a
gap.
good eye?
Okay, yeah. So like,
Can be.
Yeah, that would be a great eye if you could get that from
Yeah.
long, yeah. Or I mean, if you are in hookah, you could throw that too, yeah.
We can get it from garden.
Yeah. that's
then we toss
perfect.
a
Um,
raised aid back there. If-
Is that
Pulse.
hit? Bruh.
Pulse.
Wait, whatever.
For the
Yeah.
showers ult, do you want it like jutting out like this, or do you want really deep? Like, is this fine, or should I do something like this?
No, that's fine too.
Oh, same thing. Okay. Because I feel like
I
if
can
you
get
have
it
like a
from long.
little bit here, you can kind of spam it easier. on that
Yeah, I
side.
can also get it from long balls.
Yeah.
Oh, watch out.
I just need
Play
to practice
balls.
it.
Do you think it's should I ult like backside or should I ult like U-Haul area? I remember we were in 10 mins and someone told me to ult U-Haul.
Yeah, it would just
But
depend.
I feel like I've
Oh,
always
that's me.
It would just depend on their positioning.
what's up with this.
You could do that, and then we brim ult hookah, and now where are they gonna like? Where are they gonna go? Like
Yeah,
if
they're
you
just
have brim
dead.
ults, then I would say
Oh, yeah,
ult
and then I
backside.
toss a missile there.
Yeah, and then you can.
I
do
think
the
you
other
want
one,
to have it
like-
go that way, no?
Have it go which way?
Like have it go from CT to backside, so like the
Toss.
left
Yeah,
players
maybe.
can't just like run into CT.
That'd probably be like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So is there a gap here? There's a gap. Can you start it off the map? Oh, you can.
Doesn't really matter.
So like that. That's perfect, right?
Yeah, that doesn't count. Yeah, it gets me.
Yeah. Then I just missile that.
Yeah,
Or
that's
you
fine.
don't even need to with
I
that.
think you can throw like a missile into CT,
I would probably use your
or you
missile
can
most
start
of
it
the
from
time,
CT.
Jax, to clear this corner that you're in right now. Either this
Right
one or
here,
you
like
yeah,
10
you either clear this one or you clear
or back.
the yeah, exactly. Just because they're like
Okay.
exactly what I was telling us to do. Like those corners are super just good as defenders if we're getting split on.
Uh-huh.
So like making sure that we don't have to look both ways it will be really nice.
Got it.
So,
Wait,
coach,
so
Yes, sir.
wait, the other ult is from Fuko, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you'll probably you'll
Okay.
ult long. Ult B long
Oh, okay.
if you're gonna ult B.
Wait. So if I have no missiles left, will I just be like playing like not like to bait? I'm
Yes,
assuming.
exactly. There you go. You're
Okay.
basically
shooting them.
baiting until we exec, and then when we exec and you send your missiles and stuff, you're no longer baiting. You're just fighting with everybody. You're using your stun, and then just like taking fights.
Should I get this one like really deep, like this ult, like that, or is it just like, or should I just take a garden?
Garden is fine. It doesn't have to be like all the way down long
Okay.
kind of thing.
So like that's fine, right?
Yeah, it should be fine.
coach,
Yes, sir.
do I need any like Molly lineups or anything for like the post mode?
Not really. I would think if you wanted to, you could do like anti-flood. So like from B, you could have a molly to send to, like to default on A, or you could send one to lands like in like shorts, like as like you know what I mean, like stalling. But
Yeah.
you don't have to. It's mostly better that you use it for yourself and that you have it for yourself, and then if we need to use it for retake, we use it for retake.
Okay. So if I like needed that lineup, how would I go about like getting that? Do I just search it up? Like they
The
have that?
anti-flood?
No,
I mean you
Uh,
can
you
just
can
like mess
go
around and
if you
custom.
go what's it called? If you go on like B
Galaplan?
right now, no, if you go on B right now, you could very easily like find one from an anchored position for sure.
I think it needs to be like on top something, yeah? I think that's the idea.
Wait, Bowls.
Mhm.
Am I just using my stun off the start of the round, like every round? For like
No,
the
not
long
on
shower?
attack. Only sometimes. Only if Jay
Yeah.
wants to like fast or first tempo it. Like if you guys are just gonna like
Okay.
default it and like take it slow, then you're big chillin'.
Okay, so I don't need to if we're going slow. But if we're
Yeah,
trying to take space fast, then I do.
exactly.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
Talking about the stun.
Well, what's done? Let me see.
His stun.
This
The
That?
DI stun.
that stun.
Oh yeah, Patrick, do you want to test out like the eye that goes past my wall? Do
ooh.
you want to test out like the
Where?
eye showers that goes past the wall?
Showers?
I can't
Sure.
wait for the new map to come out.
You
Come
like
on,
the
Tomorrow.
new
let
maps? I
Yeah,
feel
I
like that's
like it.
like
I'm getting
so much
Tomorrow
like
9
seems
a.m.
I'm
No?
getting
Oh, attack
FOMO
sided.
not getting access to the custom server. So now I gotta
Oh,
pay.
not on
Have
the
you gotten it
PD?
before?
No,
Wait,
it's
How do
Bulls,
you
is
how do
it
you even
yet.
get access to that?
You gotta be like, gotta have
Bulls,
access
is
to a
it
Riot account. Go ahead.
wait, did you
How do
just
you get
go
a
again?
right account? Can I just like
Is it fine that there's
say
like a
right
kind of a
and I don't
gap here and
account?
I can like kind of swing in front of it
When your wall or your ult?
in my wall like this?
Sick.
Wait, Bowls, can you just ask Riot for a right account?
I
Well, I don't
wish.
think that's how that works.
Be like,
He's going
please,
straight.
I'll give you
1
some
second. It's loading. My Discord's having a hard time.
I'll give you some raid unite.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's really better.
Okay. Wait, Patrick test up.
It doesn't
Okay, yeah,
let. It
that's good. That's
doesn't.
good.
The gap doesn't
What
let
if
them
I
take a
gift
fight.
Riot
So
of
it doesn't actually help them in any way. So it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anything? Okay.
No, I
Okay.
think we're good. If I don't need that Molly lineup, then no, yeah, we're good.
Okay. Okay, it's 8 o'clock, so you guys are free to go. You don't have any, like, I don't have anything else other than what we talked about, a little custom action right here. We have, I think, Sky, tonight's the duo hour, right? So if you guys are available for that, make sure you go and do
Late.
that. When we, what was I gonna say? When the season starts, I'm gonna kind of adjust the schedule a little bit so we can get like an extra practice day in, or like not an extra day in necessarily, but like an extra practice time. So I'm thinking that on the Wednesday, if you guys are available, we start at 6, and we do a scrim at 6 and 7, and then we still
Wait,
do
so
like normal
If
match on
first
Thursday
map?
and Sunday.
What's the first
if
map?
Scrub was unavailable at 6, I could do the first one.
First map's Ascent.
I should
Okay.
be good.
I'll probably
It
be
wouldn't
fine.
be
Oh, you
it
can't
wouldn't
drop
be
bomb
until the
through the window.
season starts, so it wouldn't be for like 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
2 weeks?
And
Yeah.
we'd still like I'd still make sure it's good with like Blake or whatever. But yeah, we would do like Tuesday offline like we're doing right now, and then we would have Wednesday starting at 6 until 8, and then you guys could go do
Oh,
Skyax.
oh, they just went.
Yeah, just starting an hour earlier so we can get 2 practices in on Wednesday, and then Thursday game day.
So are we
Sunday
gonna do
game
this?
day.
Are we doing this this week or
No,
not?
when we start the season.
Okay.
That's what I would like
Okay.
to do.
Okay.
So then we still get 2 practices.
The
Yeah,
in,
premier
I don't-
season
two
or
matches.
I'm fine with
the
that.
Yes, yes, yes. The actual premier season when we start playing.
Good.
Yes.
You're good for next week,
Yes, so you being
Like
away,
you're-
that's fine. Yeah.
because I'm not gonna be here.
So this
Yeah,
week we're going to have you in
All right,
for
we
I
can
should
go
have
to.
regard, yeah.
We're gonna have you in for Wednesday, Thursday scrub, and then on Sunday we'll have you subbed
Yeah.
out, and Nico will play because you're not here, and then all next week we'll just have Nico play. It'll be fine.
We can go to duo hour.
Yes, yeah, you guys are free to go to Duar. Thank you
Okay.
guys.
Sky's
see
not
you.
here
Let me know
though.
if you have any questions
Sky's
or
late.
anything,
Yep.
and I'll see you guys tomorrow.